We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. and here are today's top stories. Charm City has waited 7 long years for October baseball. Coming up, how Birdland is gearing up for a shot at the World Series. Adnan Syed appears in front of a Maryland Supreme Court. We hear from both sides in the argument over victims' rights and the decision that could set a major precedent. Continuing coverage of the mass shooting on the campus of Morgan State University. Still ahead, what police know up to this point in the investigation. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks so much for joining us here on Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Shannon Lilly. Breaking news, U.S. employers added 336,000 jobs in September, blowing away the original forecast of 170,000. The unemployment rate is at 3.8%, same as August. This is a sign of economic resilience. The news comes amid high interest rates, suggesting companies remain confident about the economy. Justin to the newsroom, calling all fans of The Boss. Get ready to run because the Orioles have announced today that Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band show that was originally scheduled for this past September 9th has now been rescheduled. You can now catch them at Camden Yards on September 13th of 2024. All of their canceled September shows have been rescheduled.
I mean, look, we've got fans of all ages, breeds, and O's fans. They really do come in strong for the Birds, and that's exactly what we want to do. Let's move away from the music a little bit because it's really quite the fanfare event here at Camden Yards. We've got cars lining up to get that stencil on their car to make sure they're showing their O's pride as they're in traffic. But the day, all of it consists of O's magic. We've got the postseason rally at City Hall starting at noon. It's going to be like a block party. Think about DJ, food trucks, games, appearances from Mr. Splash. And then if you can't make it there during your lunch break, come over to the War Memorial Plaza for another event to start showing the O's we're ready for the playoffs, okay? We're going to stay out here, rain or shine, bad hair day or not, because that rain definitely did come through over here. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio. For now, I'm Taylor Stewart, Fox 45 Morning News.
Taylor, thank you. Well, prepare for heavy traffic downtown from 6 this morning through 6 this evening. There are parking restrictions on the streets listed here on your screen. Make sure to give yourself some extra time if you're traveling through the downtown area because of all of the events happening today and this weekend. Fox 45 is your home for the 2023 World Series. The action starts Friday, October 27th. You can watch every game right here on Fox 45. And we want to see how you're getting ready for the Orioles playoff baseball. Share your favorite photos and videos to foxbaltimore.com/chime-in or on the WBFF app. You can also scan the QR code that's right there on your screen. Now to your Sports Unlimited news. We are just one day closer to kicking off week 6 of college football around the nation. That means we are gearing up for another sports-filled weekend you can watch right here on Fox 45. At 10 a.m. on Saturday, you can catch big noon kickoff. Then the Terrapins head to Ohio State to take on the Buckeyes. That's at noon. UCF Knights and Kansas follow with their kickoff at 4 p.m. Then stick around on Fox 45 for Fox NFL Kickoff on Sunday. That starts at 11 a.m. Then at 4 p.m., you can watch the Cincinnati Bengals and Arizona Cardinals go head-to-head for the first time in 4 years. Also continuing coverage this morning, the Maryland Supreme Court is deciding whether or not to reinstate Adnan Syed's murder conviction and send him back to prison or throw the conviction out completely. Syed served more than 20 years in prison for the killing of Heyman Lee. A Baltimore City judge threw out his conviction a year ago. Heyman Lee's brother, Young Lee, was not able to attend that hearing in person. That fact is at the center of yesterday's hearing. Lee says his rights were violated, claiming he wasn't given sufficient notice of the hearing. A Maryland appeals court ordered a new hearing and reinstated Syed's conviction back in March. Now, while Lee's attorneys urged the Supreme Court to recognize the rights of victims to participate, Syed's attorneys argue the point is moot because the charges against him were dropped before the hearing. They also say Lee's rights were not violated because he attended virtually.
This appeal is about whether Mr. Lee's rights were satisfied by his remote attendance at the vacatur hearing and whether the state had the power to decide it no longer wished to prosecute a case it did not believe in.
Mr. Lee was not given adequate notice, was not given the right to attend the criminal justice proceeding, and was not given a meaningful right to be heard. That's all we're asking for.
The justices will issue an opinion later. They are reconvening November 3rd at 10 a.m. We are also continuing coverage this morning on the fallout surrounding Tuesday's shooting at Morgan State University. In light of the violence this weekend, all homecoming activities are now canceled, which is a first for the university. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Police Department is asking for your help to find these persons of interest in Tuesday night's mass shooting at the school. This video taken near the shooting site appears to show 4 people moving around the campus. Police have still not made any arrests. Anyone with any information is asked to call the Metro Crime Stoppers at the number that's right there on the bottom of your screen. Here's what we know so far about the Morgan State University mass shooting. 5 people were shot. 4 of them were students. None of their injuries are life-threatening. No one has been identified as a suspect, only people of interest. And all homecoming events, once again, are canceled through this weekend. This is the 3rd year in a row gun violence has impacted Morgan State University homecoming events. 11:06, and here's our look at today's top trending stories. Trending number 1, city police say 256 cars were stolen in the last week of September. Now, that's actually down 7% from the previous 7. As of September 30th, more than 8,200 cars have been stolen in Baltimore this year. It's more than triple the number stolen in the first 9 months of 2022. Law enforcement officials partially blame juvenile crime laws for a surge in thefts among young people. Police say young people know the laws and may be more likely to steal cars knowing they won't face serious consequences. If you have a car stolen story or know someone who's been impacted by the spike in auto thefts, we want to hear about it. Just scan the QR code there on your screen and tell us what happened, or send an email to news@foxbaltimore.com. Trending number 2, Las Vegas police have released body cam footage from the arrest of the man charged in the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. This video is from last Friday. It shows 60-year-old Dwayne Davis cooperating with police as they search and handcuff him. He's accused of ordering the murder of the rap legend. Tupac was killed in a drive-by shooting 27 years ago on the Las Vegas Strip. Davis is charged with 1 count of murder with a deadly weapon. He'll be back in court in 2 weeks. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, and weather anytime. Just search WBFF in your app store. Well, excitement is building in Birdland as we get closer to the playoffs. How you can be part of the fun this weekend, that's coming up. NFL Hall of Famer Dick Butkus has died. Coming up, how the public is reacting to losing one of the greatest linebackers of all time. Plus, former President Donald Trump drops his lawsuit against his former lawyer for now. After the break, why his legal team says it's only temporary.
And I'm Wyatt Everhart looking at the weather that is on the way for us. It is a warm and mostly cloudy scenario this Friday, but cold front marching in from the west means big changes for the weekend. We break down the timing of the rain and the chill straight ahead.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
We are now diving into your social stream. Former President Donald Trump has dropped his $500 million lawsuit against his former lawyer for now. Trump's suit accused Michael Cohen of breaching attorney-client privilege and disparaging him in public. But the former president's legal team says he'll bring back the lawsuit once he's done dealing with the, quote, witch hunts against him. Cohen says the lawsuit was meant to intimidate him. People online here, Tad says the key word being it's temporarily dismissed. As we all know, no one can trust Trump as far as we can throw him. The man holds the Guinness Book of Records for throwing people under the bus. Shelby here says, is this just another sign that Trump is not dealing very well with all the legal issues he is facing? He's never had so much thrown at him all at once. So sad. I just can't feel the least bit sorry for him or his family. He's earned all of this. They all have. NFL Hall of Famer Dick Butkus has died. The Chicago Bears linebacker was 80 years old. His family says he died in his sleep overnight at his home in Malibu. Butkus was known as one of the most intimidating players in NFL history, with bone-rattling tackles. Injuries forced his retirement at age 31. He went on to act in movies, TV shows, and commercials. The Bears retired his number 51 jersey back in the 90s. Rick here says, man, even at 80, you probably could have delivered big part of my childhood. And remembering my dad's love of the Bears, your era and beyond, as I passed along to my children, Dick Butkus is a symbol of fierceness, toughness, always will be. Rest in peace, sir. Here's another one. You will be missed. Thank you for the memories. Toyota is expanding its electric vehicle battery supply in the United States. The automaker signed a supply agreement with South Korean company LG Energy Solutions. The deal will supply Toyotas with lithium-ion batteries to build its new models of EVs at a manufacturing plant in Kentucky. Production at that plant is expected to start in 2025. Toyota has been the world's top-selling automaker for the past 3 years. Max here says, we want a Tesla factory, not a Toyota. Sandy has a different take. She says, well, with all the good jobs lost to odd circumstances the past couple of years, it's great that a few people can pay their bills again. Well, if you are on the lookout for a new home, now might not be the best time. Still ahead, why homes across the U.S. are more unaffordable than ever before.
I'm Scott Thuman in Washington with renewed discussions about politicians and their ages. And is it time for term limits?
We are back taking a live look over the Inner Harbor, and we have another sunny and dry day to end the work week. But coming up in just about 5 minutes, meteorologist Wyatt Everhart will break down when we can expect our next weather maker that's going to move into our region. Making headlines this morning, Senator Feinstein will be remembered for her remarkable career and more than 30 years on Capitol Hill. There is now increased talk, though, about the age of politicians in Washington. Sinclair's chief political correspondent, Scott Thuman, takes a look at the issues of age and ability. Scott?
In Washington, experience matters, and that wisdom often comes with age. But there is a renewed debate about how old is too old to govern. Though it's not just about a number, it is also about ability. Mental fitness is sometimes the larger consideration, especially in the current race for the White House.
We all age so differently. Some people are old when they're 45, and others are spry at 90. So it should always be a case-by-case basis. You can be a national treasure and still be too old for the job. If I'm on a plane and the pilot says, "This is your captain, Buzz Aldrin," I'm getting off.
President Biden's more frequent moments of perceived confusion have given political opponents fodder for attacks.
I mean, the guy can't find his way off of a stage. And this guy gets up. Where am I?
Concerns cross party lines, though.
And a string of
81-year-old Mitch McConnell has twice frozen in front of cameras in recent months for extended periods.
All right, I'm sorry, you all are going to need a minute.
Prompting many to say it's time for him to step down. Though he has no plans to, nor does 83-year-old Democrat Nancy Pelosi, who just announced she is running again.
I am motivated to do everything I can to win this election. I think it's urgent for our democracy.
Last month, the New York Times documented 20 lawmakers over the age of 80, some retiring, but the Times points out most have given no indication they intend to leave. Also sticking around here for decades, the debate over term limits, and something one recent survey shows 5 in 6 Americans would like to see. On Capitol Hill, I'm Scott Thuman.
Scott, thanks. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and your forecast in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, just tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:18, and now to today's talking point. Most homes in the country may be unaffordable for average Americans. A report by real estate data provider Adam says median home prices in 99% of the country are too expensive for Americans who make around $71,000 a year. The company says the data shows a 2-year trend of home ownership being hard to come by for average income earners. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. Mark, I'm so curious to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, so there's two dynamics. I think they're saying younger people are not buying homes, and then the other part too of it is people don't make enough money to buy homes.
Exactly.
And then they're saying big companies, big corporations are buying up homes because they're talking about renters. Like the new normal is going to be renting, not buying.
And that's what we're seeing already. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, I feel like the American dream is to have a home, and that's becoming more and more unachievable, we're saying.
It's very interesting. I think it also, for people who do own homes, I think it makes you ask questions about that. You know, do you hold your, I think a lot of times most of us, the plan was probably to sell our house and downsize when the kids leave.
Right.
Do you hold on to the house?
Maybe now you hold on. I mean, yeah.
Is it so again, it raises a lot of questions. I think it's something we definitely have to look at. I think the millennials and young people really have to look at, like you say, the American dream used to be owning a home.
Exactly.
Has it changed for good?
Yeah. Exactly. And how do we get back to that being a possibility for most people?
Yeah.
We'll
all these questions on a Friday. Where are the drinks?
Exactly. Later on, right?
Okay, later.
Thanks, Mark. All right, let's now get right over to meteorologist Wyatt Everhart for your worst weather in America as he's tracking our next weather maker. Wyatt?
Hey there. All right, let's get a look at your day planner on this Friday, and it's looking like a fairly warm day once again. We're talking about upper 70s, not the 80s of earlier this week, but still a little warmer than average for October. I think maybe just a hit or miss shower through the afternoon, and in some spots, if we get enough sun breaking through, We could push up close to 80 degrees. Most spots around the central east coast and mid-Atlantic have already been in the mid-70s out there this morning, a little cooler out in western Maryland. But our main weather maker is still pushing through the Ohio and Tennessee valleys, tracking eastward. This will be the system that could bring us more significant rains overnight into the early part of our Saturday. And then behind the actual frontal boundary itself, so much cooler, more October-like air set to arrive late Saturday into the day on Sunday. It'll be a much cooler second half of the weekend around here in particular. So mostly cloudy today, hit or miss showers here on Future Scan. We get a window of rain in the morning, then that clears east. That's key. That will help out tremendously for the Orioles game, as probably just a few kind of wet seats at the stadium, but the rain itself should be gone as we head toward that first pitch itself. So 65 or so for the first pitch, cloudy skies, and then cooler, breezier weather settles in for the late innings as we take on Texas down there at Camden Yards. This is also showing the difference over the course of time, too. You can see on Future Scan temps are upper 70s Friday, mid to upper 60s on Saturday. And then take a look as we go from Saturday into overnight, 40s, even some 30s in the state overnight into Sunday morning. So dress warm as you head out the door second half of the weekend. Cooler trend, the theme for Sunday, even into Monday. I do see the temperatures looking to make a comeback as we work into the middle part of next week. In fact, probably above 70 degrees to finish out next week.
All right, Wyatt, thanks. Well, if you're in the market for a car, you may not want a GM vehicle. Coming up, why the government says millions of their cars should be recalled. And a popular Girl Scout cookie is calling it quits. Just ahead, we'll talk Samoa about it. It's 11:22. You're watching Fox 45 News Midday. All right, don't miss this. The Wall Street Journal says GM has at least 20 million vehicles built with a potentially dangerous airbag part. And the government says they should be recalled before more people are hurt or killed. The inflators are designed by ARC Automotive of Tennessee. The number of GM vehicles that could be impacted has not been publicly disclosed. Now from the roads to the skies, one of the main runways at FedEx Metropolitan Airport was shut down for several hours after a FedEx plane made a hard landing. The plane took off just before 10:30 Wednesday night, headed to Memphis, but wound up circling Chattanooga Airport before making an emergency landing without any landing gear. There were 3 people on board, and there is no word on their conditions. The NTSB is investigating. A JetBlue and Uber partnership could give future stranded passengers some help getting on their way. The low-cost airline and the ride-hailing company are partnering up to help passengers whose flights experience delays of at least 3 hours or cancellations within JetBlue's control. Those with an Uber account will get an applied voucher, and those without an account can download the Uber app. The Uber rides are only meant to get passengers to and from a local airport hotel during that delay time. Now it's time for your lunch break. It's too late for fans to rally around a popular Girl Scout cookie. The Girl Scouts of the USA says the Raspberry Rally cookie will not be coming back next season. The cookie debuted last year. The Raspberry Rally was similar to the classic Thin Mints with raspberry flavoring instead of mint. The cookie immediately sold out online in its only year for sale, and unfortunately it's not coming back, but we still have all the other delicious options. That's all the time we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next, and Mark Clark is back with a preview. Hey, Mark.
Shannon, this morning excitement is building in Birdland as we get closer to the playoffs. Stay tuned. How you can be part of the fun this weekend. We'll talk about it on Be More Lifestyle. Hey, what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with Jade and Lil Nona from And We Thought podcast. All right, good morning, everybody. Let me tell you right now.
Happy Friday, y'all.
Birdland is gearing up for the start of the 2023 playoff journey. Orioles Park at Camden Yards is the stage for the O's first playoff game. First pitch is tomorrow at 1:30. Guys.
Oh, 103, I think.
Oh,
right?
103.
Is it 103?
I'm so excited.
He was like, maybe they're going to start at both times.
You know what I'm saying? So this is it. Let's start with you, Miss. Got your orange on?
I got my orange on. I'm feeling lucky. And I saw the new Goucher poll says that obviously Baltimore thinks that the Orioles are going to the World Series.
Of course.
And you know what? I solidify that. I stand in solidarity with y'all. Let's go, O's. We
Jade,
down.
what do you say?
I said, yeah, I'm going to look forward to it. I'm an Annapolitan myself, so Baltimore is the team.
Baltimore is the team, okay.
When we talk about,
yes,
on the occasion, because we do interview talent managers for people who sign sports contracts. I just want to mention that we have one of the lowest age averages in professional baseball. So, ladies, if you're looking for a cute 27.7-year-old, get yourself down there.
So what you're saying is I got to be a cougar? So I got to be a cougar now? I got to get a baseball player? Yes. I don't know. I thought it was football and
They get the guarantee money.
Yeah, they get the guaranteed money.
Basketball has the best guaranteed money.
Okay. Basketball, baseball. This is good to know. This is good information, y'all.
He was disintegrated into this. Okay, we want you to tell it. How far in the playoffs do you think the Orioles vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks.
That's
if you're looking for a deal this holiday season, your best bet to shop is to shop online.
Okay.
Adobe Analytics predicts retailers will offer up to 35% off listed prices with the deepest discounts on toys, electronics, and clothing. Consumers will likely spend around $221 billion online shopping starting in November through the end of the year.
Facts, because Black Friday is coming up. Okay.
Is it?
Black Friday is November.
Yeah.
So that's our next big one that everybody's going to go for. Like the Black Friday, and then Cyber Monday is like 3 days after that. It's going down. My phone, you're going to see me on the show literally scrolling. I'm scrolling and buying and scrolling and buying.
I don't have the extra cash.
It's going to be cheaper around that time.
I save all year for it.
This is her World Series.
This is my World Series. This is my World Series, y'all. I'll be like Cyber Monday, Black Friday. They know don't call me. Don't even text me. I'm busy. I'm busy.
Kmart on Thursday, just because they still have Black Friday on Thursday.
I used to go to Kmart when it was.
You used to wait in line like outside the stores.
I had a whole dynamic. I had
a whole map.
I had what? I was old school. I was new school. I was older school.
He just called you old. Stop playing.
I was old school.
Just checking. I'm the oldest on the couch, okay?
No, but those are. But I get it. Because my mom used to do that too. Like you just have your plan set up. My mom didn't stay overnight, but she sure did grab a cart from Walmart to go to Target the next day. One cart from one place to go to the. It was ratchet. It gets real ratchet.
I called up my friends and I'd be like, here's the sales, and then we give each other the money.
So you guys send links too?
Oh yes.
This is a ride or die right here.
Together, but it sounds like, well, no, you ain't on the same ship. Are you?
Oh no, she's on the ship. She's standing.
I make the list, so like I know right now I'm looking for a toaster, a Rowenta steam iron, and I just found out it's going to be 22% off of TVs on average.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like 2 TVs every year, and I got 8 of them.
So we gotta just go to you. I'm gonna just shop through you. There's no point in going to the actual store.
Our TV down.
Shop through her.
Yeah, last year I got $32.
All right, okay.
You can go Winona.com.
Okay, let's go. Plus, Taylor Swift's tour movie is breaking records, and it hasn't hit theaters yet. Cinemark says ticket sales for the Taylor Swift The Eras Tour are more than 10 times higher than any movie pre-sale has ever had. AMC has also announced pre-sale records broken by the movie with $26 million in solid tickets on the first day of pre-sale. The movie is set to hit theaters October 13th.
Ooh, my birthday weekend.
It seems like to me they are consciously not pitting Taylor Swift against Beyonce.
Because you better not.
But the numbers are
not what it's
interesting.
about.
It seems like they talk about them in separate universes. You know what I mean?
That's not.
You know what I mean?
Not what
it's
it's
almost
about.
like they just go. You think they do that on purpose? They're almost like.
No, because you know what, women, we are what they say. We literally set the tone for the economy right now. We are really the money-making people right now.
Okay.
Beyonce, Taylor Swift. You notice they're not putting them against each other because they're not going to do that. Because listen, they're both winning. Okay, both tours. stores have made millions, billions.
But
Have been amazing.
It almost feels odd though, because normally they do pit everybody against each other.
They do, but not
Why
this time.
can't we just have them at the same concert? I mean, at this point, because you know the resale value on a Taylor Swift ticket was $1,619.
What would that be called? Eras, the Renaissance eras, Renaissance eras tour. What would you call that? Like that's a smash up.
It's called The Show.
The Show. Or The Ghost. Or The Ghost.
Because you don't even need to have anything else.
Anything.
Either you're going or you're not.
And they should have a
That's a great idea.
And I want to go back to the $1,600 for a ticket to go retail.
Yeah.
That's a car. I mean, it's a beater car, but it's a car.
That's at least a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
At least a down payment for a Ford Focus.
That's a wrap. Great job.
Sorry, I love these ladies. Can we have you back? Listen,
you wanna,
a vibe.
Look, we should talk about our books so we can bring cocktails.
Facts. I love it.
Do you want to make some of your favorite spaces more fitting? Still ahead, the perfect at-home goods area where you can look. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Okay, and next, Steals and Deals coming up next. Stick around. Great show on the way.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
In today's American Steals and Deals, Julie Moran is here to share a personal safety tool that will look great with your cute outfit.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
It is so unfortunate that 1 in 3 women will be assaulted in their lifetime, and that is a very scary statistic. And that's why I love Bling Sting, because you can feel safe and look fashionable all at the same time. And I insist that both my daughters carry this pepper spray because it's maximum strength and it has a 12-foot direct range. It also has a UV marking device that stains the target for up to 48 hours, which is really helpful for police to identify the attacker. That is really, really unique. And all it takes is one quick spray in the assailant's face to make them stop. It's also portable and it's easy to conceal, which I just did if you don't want anybody to see it. And they come in all these bright colors. They got camo too, so many patterns that you can pick your style and you can clip it anywhere. Like you can clip it to your backpack, you can belt loop, purse, wherever. And you know, this product gives me peace of mind knowing I'm protecting my daughters and myself. And right now, this is really, really great. We are offering 25% off the Bling Sting pepper spray. So head to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer. They're gonna go fast, so you wanna get this right away.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Ikea Baltimore.
We're here with Lori at Ikea Baltimore to talk about how you can make some of your favorite spaces amazing. Another amazing space. Lori.
Another amazing space. Here we are in Ikea Baltimore in our showroom in one of our room sets. This room set is actually a basement room set. You know, Mark, we do more than just put furniture in a room. We really think about the structure. We think about the person living in this space. We think about their activities at home and their living situation.
So, Larry, who lives here?
Okay, so great. Glad you asked. So in this space, we have a couple in their early 30s. They love watching movies, they love playing games, and certainly entertaining their friends.
I love it. And I also see how you use the storage space here.
Yes.
Even though it's a tight basement.
Exactly. In a tight basement, you have to get creative, and that's just what we did here. You know, we need a very large sofa in order to do proper lounging while watching movies. So what we had to do with our storage is go vertical. We actually mounted the storage on the wall, which gives us more space and keeps storage in the basement where we need it. Over here, we have wall-mounted storage, which is fantastic. We have our soft close and open, where you can hide your movies and things like that. Because it's mounted on the wall, when extra guests come over, guess what? We have extra seating right underneath. So you can pull that out.
Perfect.
More people to sit around and view that movie. And in a basement, you have to get creative. And so here we have this fantastic coffee table, and with ease, you can pull this up, work on your laptop, and actually store all of your gaming equipment right inside. So in this space, Mark, we have utilized underneath the staircase to create some space so that we could put in kind of a mini bar, if you will. We also have some fantastic storage here on the wall. We have all of our bottles and cocktail glasses. We have gaming here. Remember, this couple loves to game. In fact, they have a heated backgammon match going on with their neighbors. They love to entertain. And I think what's so important about thinking about a basement is instead of having to run upstairs to grab everything that you need, bring it into the space so that you get to remain here and connect. You never miss the laughs. You get to have a great time. It's all in all a really great space to have.
So where can viewers go for more information?
They can go to Ikea.com or they can come visit the Ikea Baltimore store.
The next time you visit Ikea Baltimore, take a closer look at the room sets for inspiring ways to furnish your space. After the break, Lady T sits down with comedian Tiffany Haddish and talks more about her upcoming performance right here in Maryland. Functioning medicine has been growing in popularity. Next, we'll be joined by an expert who will share more about the rise of alternative medicine and a holistic approach to disease prevention. Stick around.
All right, get ready for some laughs. This weekend, a queen of comedy is coming to Maryland. Now, you've seen her in Girls Trip, and she has her own Netflix comedy special. She's a unicorn on and off stage. Comedian Tiffany Haddish joins me now. Hey, Tiffany girl.
What's up, TT?
I love it. Oh, she ready. I gotta say the famous line. She ready.
She ready.
I love it. I love it. Okay, now Tiffany, many of us have watched your journey to the top. Well, what's the process kind of been like for you?
Stressful. It ain't been easy, and I'm talking about it all this weekend. It's been a journey, a full-on journey with monsters and everything. It's been crazy. But I must say, I'm so glad I'm alive and able to experience it all.
What are you going to be talking about at your show?
Girl, I'm going to be talking about what's been going on these last 2 years.
Two whole years of stuff. I know that's a lot.
Crazy. But really the last 3. I couldn't really get into like the last 4. But the last 2 has been off the chain. It's been hilarious. It's very funny. Yeah. People like it.
Okay, I'm excited. Okay, so now you like to get very personal in your stand-up comedy, and I feel like that's the best part because a lot of us can relate to you. So, do we get to hear more about your dating life? That's all I care about. What is that? We get to hear more about dating.
You will be hearing about that. Why do you care about that though? Like, what's going on? What's going on with your dating life, Tiff? Tell me, what's up with you?
You know why? Because we want Tiffany to have the right person. We want you. I want to see in love Tiffany Haddish. So that's why. Like, I know, right? I know. You ever wanted to see somebody win? That's how I think a lot of your fans feel about you. We just want to see you win.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So
but
yeah,
I think I'm gonna end up dating the alien. Okay. I think I'm about to be dating the aliens. You know, I heard the aliens is here, and I think that's what's next for me.
That's
so,
next.
Yes, you can hear all about that alien love. On the show.
Well, Beyonce said we are alien superstars, so I think that's right around the same.
I'm a unicorn. I believe I'm a unicorn / mermaid. So.
I love it. I love it. Now, tell me about the unicorn part. What makes you a unicorn?
Well, it all started with me just taking what the bullies used to say to me in elementary school and applying it to myself because I used to have like a wart growing on my forehead and they used to be like, you a dirty unicorn. And then after a while I was like, yeah, I am a unicorn.
So lastly, you're at Maryland Live this Sunday. Tell our viewers why they need to come see you.
If you've had any stress or grief in the last year, you should probably come because it's going to be a great way to release it. Let it go, let God, and enjoy yourself, honey. The show starts at 7 o'clock on Sunday. Doors open at 5:30. There's some stuff going on a little earlier if you want to catch that. But yeah, it's going down. It's going to be a good time.
I love you. I love your personality. I love everything about you. Thank you so much for joining me today. The great Tiffany Haddish, y'all.
Thank you so much, Tiff.
Love, love, love.
Oh, a lot of kisses. Let's get over to meteorologist Wyatt Everhart with weather. What's up, Wyatt?
Hey there. Well, you know, the trend is your friend a lot of times in forecasting. We certainly had the same trend all last week. Today, similar but not quite the same. Upper 70s, no 80s for the most part, and a cloudier scenario, just a hit or miss shower. That's going to be our story this Friday. Things start to change much more significantly, though. A changing trend of weather tonight and into the next several days as those widespread 70s start to look more like 60s, even 50s and 40s to finish out the weekend. Rain showers off to the west. This is our main next weather maker. Frontal boundary pushing in out of the Ohio Valley, bringing a few hit or miss showers this Friday. Better chances for rain early in the day on Saturday. The behind this cold front, much cooler air Saturday night into Sunday and even into Monday. For today, again, just clouds battling it out with a few breaks of sunshine, maybe an isolated shower or storm through the afternoon, but better chances for rain overnight and quickly, especially into the early part of our Saturday morning. So that burst of rain should clear the area. We're optimistic just in time for the first pitch for the Orioles game. So this should be good timing as those showers clear out as we get toward 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. But those temperatures falling dramatically even during the course of the game. We probably fall into the 50s by the 9th inning. Also, take a look at this overall pattern from the upper 70s today and the 80s last week into the 60s on Saturday for highs, then down into the 50s, even 40s overnight into Sunday morning. So this is going to mark a much more October-like, a much more autumn-like pattern here as we go into the second half of the weekend, fighting to get out of the 50s on Sunday. A very chilly Ravens game up in Pittsburgh this weekend, and maybe mid-60s on Monday. We don't really trend back to close to seasonable norms around 70 until Tuesday. We do get a little bit warmer, it looks like, toward the end of next week. Remember, the latest weather always online at foxbaltimore.com.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
And Birdland is gearing up for the start of the 2023 playoff journey. Let's start this over again. Functional medicine has been growing in popularity. In honor of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Dr. Stacey J.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Functional medicine has been growing in popularity in honor of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Dr. Stacey J. Stevenson, best-selling author and cancer advocate, joins us to discuss the rise of alternative medicine and a holistic approach to disease prevention. Welcome, Doc. How are you?
I'm well, and I hope you are too. Happy to be here.
I surely am. Now, what is functional medicine, and how can it support breast cancer patients?
Well, functional medicine is good medicine. It's combining the best of all the worlds of from medicine to pharmaceuticals to your surgeries to radiation therapy in order to support breast cancer treatment, adding fitness, nutrition, diet, wellness, the world's medicines such as acupuncture and Ayurveda, spiritual care. We have to utilize everything in our arsenal to aid and buoy a cancer patient's surviving and thriving and achieving their way through treatment. That's what functional medicine does for breast cancer treatment.
That's a great combination. Now, you're also a cancer advocate. Share some of the innovative clinical research being done today.
Well, we do quite a lot. One of my favorites I just mentioned is acupuncture. One of the worst side effects from treatment, actually it's a direct side effect from chemotherapy treated breast cancer, is what's called peripheral neuropathy. And that means this feeling of pins and needles throughout your limbs. It's an unusual feeling of a skin sensation. It can last for months and years, and it's one of the main complaints of post-chemotherapy toxicity, and we can prevent that and treat that with acupuncture. And that's one of my favorite trials that's been going on at the Gateway for Cancer Research to improve the quality of life and the person's experience and achievement of victory over breast cancer.
Doc, tell us about the inspiration behind your new book, Glow, 90 Days to Create Your Vibrant Life from Within. Tell us about that.
Well, in my book, Glow, I've decided to provide to others what I need myself, and that is getting that improvement in your emotional and mental well-being. And